Glutamine is an amino acid. Amino acids are what make up proteins. It is an amino acid that, well, apart from its role at the muscular level, which is, let's say, what it is most known for, has a very important function at the mucosal level. And well, what it does is bring together, let's say, these tight junctions, these connections between the enterocytes, the stars of the intestine. It acts like it heals, right? What foods or nutrients will be specific to help both repair that mucosa and balance the microbiota? Well, there is something that is used a lot in consultations, which is the hericium or lion's mane. Well, both are known as hericium and lion's mane. And the thing is that normally when you buy it and it's the supplement, which is how it is usually taken, it tends to be more as lion's mane. Lion's mane is a mushroom. It belongs to mycotherapy and has several functions, but mainly two. It works at the level of mucosas, greatly repairing that intestinal permeability. And it also works a lot at the neuronal level. It is a supplement that is usually given when there is digestive alteration, intestinal alteration, and also when there is stress, memory loss, or anxiety, because also, as I was saying, it greatly affects the nervous system and is especially used in diseases that have some adrenal involvement like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, or sclerosis. It is a mushroom that is used a lot in consultations and works quite well. It helps a lot to relax and also helps with memory and concentration in students or, well, people who need it. Those with quite intellectual jobs will also benefit greatly. Additionally, as it relaxes the nervous system, it is taken at night along with reishi. I haven't included reishi here, but they are two mushrooms that are very anti-inflammatory, both chelators of heavy metals and are antihistamines, and they will treat the nervous system. So they are two mushrooms that are used a lot. For example, in children, it is what is most commonly supplemented. When they have dermatitis or allergies, it is reishi with lion's mane, apart from treating all the others, probiotics, omegas, etc., and the diet, obviously. Glutamine, which you might be more familiar with, is an amino acid. Amino acids are what make up proteins. And it is an amino acid that, well, apart from its muscular level, which is, let's say, what it is most known for, has a very important function at the mucosal level. And well, what it does is return, let's say, it brings together these tight junctions and connections between enterocytes, between the intestinal cells, helping to heal. I always explain the intestine when you have an increase in permeability, as if you had a cut on your hand. It's the same. It is still a wound. You have a cut that is open, inflamed, painful, bothersome, red, that you need to disinfect, wash, take care of, and close again. So it's exactly the same, and it takes time just like the intestine. You don't get a big cut today and heal it by tomorrow until it takes months for it to heal, to clean, to regenerate, even if a little scar remains, but it gets covered, right? Well, it's the same, but in the intestine. So glutamine does that. It helps to bring those cells back together and has a healing function. Butyrate, as we mentioned before, is a short-chain fatty acid. And, well, among its main functions, what I was saying is that it serves as fuel for the bacteria and also helps to regenerate that lining in the intestinal walls. It's an amazing fat. Very good. That works very well in consultations. It's very anti-inflammatory and is also widely used in oncology. But well, above all, it is at an energy level, at the intestinal level, its greatest utility. It can be supplemented, which is what is usually done. Usually, there is a large amount in foods, especially in one, which is butter, but more so ghee, which is clarified butter. I have it for breakfast with a toast. I put ghee on a buckwheat cream, and it helps a lot to go to the bathroom. And as I was saying, a lot at the energy level, quite significant. A lot at the energy level. Thank you. It tastes like butter, but a bit stronger. But it is a very, very good fat that in small amounts can help us a lot. Okay, obviously fiber. You need to consume soluble and insoluble fiber, any type of fiber. Whole grains, vegetables, fruits, as much as possible if there is overgrowth, seeds, if there is constipation. As I mentioned here, the seeds should always be hydrated and not dry. If they are dry, they must always be ground. Do not take flax seeds, chia, just like that. Try to grind them. But if there is constipation, especially constipation with dry stools, They should always be hydrated. Mucilage, the gel-like substance that remains on the outside, hydrates that colon or hydrated psyllium, aloe vera. It's not just about drinking and drinking water to hydrate the colon, as I was saying. For that constipation, besides drinking water, it is obviously necessary to treat the intestinal mucosa and include foods with gels or the seawater I mentioned that helps draw fluid from the plasma to the colon. But besides fiber and water for intestinal health and to help with constipation, fats need to be increased. Most of the time, fats are hardly consumed, and taking raw fats such as flaxseed oil, olive oil, coconut oil, ghee, etc. It helps move the intestine, feed beneficial bacteria, and also hydrate those fats. It is very important to increase fats, water, and fiber for constipation. Biotin, vitamin A, and vitamin E are usually the nutrients that are also necessary for repairing the mucosa, apart from being antioxidants, but especially because they have a repairing function for mucosas. The good thing is they are usually found in almost all intestinal repair supplements, but they are also present in many foods, especially vegetables. You know that the more colorful, the better. Orange, red, green, yellow, purple. The more colors, the more nutrients. We haven't talked about nuts, but nuts, if we don't have the histamine issue, are very rich in fiber and have a lot of omega-3s, which are very anti-inflammatory. We need to be careful with nuts because sometimes they can be irritating to the mucosa, but in these cases, they can be used in the form of cream like almond cream, hazelnut cream, or tahini, which is sesame paste. There are many ways to do it if we don't grind the nuts directly. Okay, improving digestion. I said it before. It is useless to treat the intestine if the stomach is not functioning properly. So there are foods that will help us a lot due to their anti-inflammatory properties or their contribution of digestive enzymes, such as pineapple, papaya, celery, broccoli, and parsley are very rich in digestive enzymes like bromelain and papain. Eating a piece of pineapple or papaya about 10 minutes before meals will help reduce inflammation in the digestive tract and aid digestion. So when you have digestion problems, this is something that is often recommended. We need to check the stomach pH. I mentioned before that sometimes there is a gastritis issue. And what happens is that your stomach pH is very high, around 3.5 to 4. So of course we are using antacids, which further hinder digestion. It is very important to regulate the stomach pH to be around 2, which is how it should be, more or less 1.5 to 2, 2.5 for digestion to occur properly. I mentioned mindful eating because it is very important to practice mindfulness while eating. Above all, try to avoid eating while arguing with the person next to you, watching something on TV that is upsetting, or using your phone in a way that disturbs you. Because in the end, I was saying, if the vagus nerve, the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the one that acts in digestion, is not functioning and we are distracted by other things that are very disturbing, we will not digest. So when eating, focus on eating. Do not discuss or look at your phone or anything that is disturbing. On television, watch a series or something that makes us laugh or keeps us calm, but nothing that causes too much excitement. And chew, if we do not chew, most of the carbon waste is digested in the mouth. We need to chew a lot, okay? Very, very, very important. Ingredients, plants, substances, and components that can help us with digestion include cinnamon, jalapeno, ginger, fennel, licorice, anise, and orange peel. Making infusions, sometimes they come prepared like that, but if not, make infusions, and I would almost add turmeric to that. These components will give us a lot of energy at the digestive level. Something that also needs to be done with the mucosa is to clean it. We cannot start toning it if the intestinal transit is not correct or if there are a lot of waste in the mucosa. Increasing the consumption of foods that help us eliminate that amount of waste and toxins to properly repair the mucosa is important. Flax seeds, hydrated chia seeds, or any type of fiber will ultimately help us eliminate those waste products. As I said, water, obviously, whole grains, oats, green clay, which we also supplement a lot, helps us eliminate, especially if there is constipation. It can be very beneficial. Magnesium salts increase movement, peristalsis, and also hydrate the colon. So this food works quite well for that. And spirulina and chlorella, that's misspelled chlorella, are two algae that will help us detoxify a lot and act as metal chelators. So it is also very important to eliminate metals from the body